What happened to the guy she told you not to worry about? Story 1. He has her blocked because he found out about me roughly around the same time I found out about him. Story 2. She got pregnant with his kids before our divorce was finalized. His divorce went through after the kid was born. Fast forward 2 years, and she cheated on him and left him too for another friend. Let's see how long this marriage lasts. Story 3. I didn't worry about him. Next thing you know, I didn't have to worry about her anymore either, because she was with him. Best thing to ever happen to me. Story 4. He moved in after the divorce. Story 5. They dated after we broke up. Dude did me a favor. She's on her 4th engagement / almost third marriage, and she's 27. Story 6. She left me for him and ruined his life instead of mine. Story 7. I lost my military career, the house and furnishings, but I got the kids and the dogs. The ex and her new man were drugged out and now in jail. I remarried and the kids are grown and don't have a relationship with her. Edit. The dogs and the kids were not on drugs nor in jail. The ex and her Jody. Story 8. She fricked him a lot while I was at work. He was paying her to have a second phone so they would be harder to catch. Finding her second phone was how I confirmed my suspicions. Story 9. I walked in on him with my girlfriend on my birthday. In all honesty, I think I was more broken up by the fact she didn't let me say goodbye to her son from another relationship. We bonded quite strongly and she tried to gaslight me and say her cheating on me was my fault. Yeah, no, I told you from the outset I knew what this guy was up to. Thank you for proving me right. Story 10. First girl. She started sleeping with him, left me for him, and was soon after cut off and disowned by her father because she was trying to mooch off of her dad for the both of them. Didn't find all that out until years later, when I ran into her dad by chance. He treated me like it hadn't been years since we spoke and reassured me his family really liked me. Second girl. She claimed he sexually assaulted her. Tried to get her some help, whether it was police or just even therapy. We broke up. She ended up dating him. Story 11. We were married, found out they were in love and having regular meetups for sexy time. I had all of her belongings in black garbage bags in the living room, and all of my belongings moved to storage. I left a signed copy of a divorce agreement on the kitchen table, and with it, a copy of our apartment lease end agreement. On the forms, I left a sticky note. It simply said, "Please sign these and drop off at apartment manager office." I came back a week later. The forms were signed. I hand carried my divorce agreement to the courthouse and had it filled the same day, and had it filed the same day, and had it filed the same day. At no point did I ever talk to her or even allow an explanation. Nothing. I 100% got her out of my life. No texting, no call, no social media. I deleted everything, disconnected my cell service, relocated to another zip code. I was invisible for about 3 months. I snail mailed my family handwritten letters during the process. I also checked my new throwaway email at the library to check bills and work-related items. As soon as I reactivated my social media, I was flooded with messages and notifications. Most were from my ex. I began reading the first one and decided that none of this was worth my time. I deleted my social media again after only getting through a few lines of one of her messages. I have a new phone and bought a house and married my best friend. My past is finally in the past. I love my life, but oh boy, what an adventure so far. Story 12. After we got amicably divorced, she ended up asking him out twice. He rejected her both times. She and I are still friends, and she told me this herself. I knew him fairly well, good guy. I never worried about him. And now after the fact, seeing that he's rejected her shows me why I didn't worry about him. Added much clarity. Story 13. She got pregnant. It's his kid. Story 14. She did stuff with him at work. Probably did more than she told me, but that's what she confessed up to. Story 15. He was the guy I should have worried about. Story 16. He has to deal with the headaches now, and I got another girlfriend. Story 17. She still stalks him on YouTube. Story 18. She cheated on me with him. Also married him. He would beat her on a regular basis. She finally got enough courage to get a divorce. Now wants to reconcile. Edit. She married him within 3 months of knowing him. Their marriage lasted only for a year. Story 19. She married both of them. Not at the same time. Story 20. Turned out to be her husband. Story 21. He died because he neglected his diabetes and was doing methamphetamines. I outlived you, Tony. You piece of crap. Story 22. She fricked him. Story 23. I overheard her tell a friend that a cute guy just started at her work. I jokingly asked about it and she said, "Don't worry, he could never handle me." They started dating after we broke up because he was a really good friend throughout the breakup, and now they've been engaged a little over a year. And thank God for that. Story 24. I didn't worry about him. Nothing happened. Story 25. She moved in with him 2 months later. She married him 4 months after that. 2 years later, she found out he was already married to someone at the time of their marriage and called me wanting to get back together. I had just started dating my now wife. I don't know what happened to Cheater Girl after that. Story 27. After our divorce, she got him to divorce his wife, and now they're married and pregnant. Well, she literally is, and he just looks the part. Story 28. Dated a girl for 4 years during college. She was cheating on me for probably the last year with this dude. Dude lived with his mom, no car, no job, but he sometimes managed to catch free rides to a local pro wrestling circuit where he played a heel vegetarian villain, taking out meat eaters or some crap. I couldn't freaking care less. Should have known something was up when she all of a sudden started loving WWE. Was weird, but I wanted to support her interests and even took her to a show as a gift. Anyway, she moved back in with her parents to focus on herself and her studies. Turns out she had actually moved in with the dude and his mom. Parents lived a decent drive from college and she had to do a lie going saying she was staying with me to them and them to me. Long story short, all of this came about when I got a random call from a girl who I didn't know asking if I knew my girlfriend of 4 years. Apparently, according to this stranger, my girlfriend was a creepy stalker of the dude who happened to be this stranger's boyfriend. She wanted to let me know my girlfriend was obsessing over her boyfriend of 2 years and would show up at his work and other typical stalker crap. I'm just like, funny you should say that, cause your boyfriend is my girlfriend's creepy stalker that shows up at her work and won't leave her alone. We were both being cheated on. She had even found my girlfriend's stuff at his mom's house. Duh, she was living there. However, he had told my girlfriend his actual girlfriend was his creepy stalker for years, so my girlfriend didn't know he had a girlfriend. The girl shared the past 2 years worth of her birthday/anniversary pictures with me to send to my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend who claimed that they weren't real and that I was ruining her life by exposing that she was being cheated on. While cheating on me? I don't know that I've ever been angrier at someone's selfishness than I was at that moment. She couldn't accept that the dude was lying to her for years, just like they were doing to us. My ex-girlfriend and the dude are married now, living out a crappy existence where they can't visit their own families because they don't trust each other enough to be out of each other's sight. Story 29. Old Miss Sleight of Hand ended up having an affair and dating him for like a year after I left. He was apparently incredibly abusive to her. In context, I've never even raised my voice to her. She called me much later to tell me about it, and while I believe no one should ever be treated that way, there was just the smallest, infinitesimal bit of satisfaction when I told her, "No one should be treated that way, but if you're looking for sympathy, I've got nothing for you. You lie in the bed you make. Get help and do better." Story 30. Power move. I'm sleeping with him now. She's devastated. Story 31. This girl I was seeing started getting addicted to World of Warcraft and ended up talking to a guy over it. We split. She moved in with him states away because he told her he had a super nice place and had a good career and made a lot of money, and he can play World of Warcraft with her all day. She called me weeks later saying it was 7 of his family members crammed up into a small apartment, and the apartment was hot because all of his family members did was play World of Warcraft together and took turns sleeping. And what happened to the guy she told you not to worry about? Tell us in the comments. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.